Well, I don't know how many times I'm gonna talk. California, city of Crafton, Zero Hedge, California is building lots to contain thousands and thousands of people who are living in their cars across the state. That's the solution. Build parking lots for people to live in their cars. I showed you that video a while back I did. Dave, my buddy Dave, you know Dave, and JC, that Dave. He says, Joe, I live near Silicon Valley. All that stuff you talk about, the RVs and all that, it's true. I'll send you some video or pictures if you want. Right, lined up down the road. I mean, they're all up and down the road. So when he got home, he's sure enough sent me a bunch of pictures, and I said, oh, time to do a video. So I went ahead and did a video on it. And then not too long ago, I said, oh wow, they even have people, homeless people or whatever, living in like a slip area for boats, like a boat slip area. They're out there living over there now. Like people are just trying RVs, boat slips, like anything to get away from housing because they can't afford it. I'm sure they'd like to live in a house, not too expensive. Again, another Democratic run city, in this case the state. The whole freaking state is pretty much Democrat. Very few Republicans are in there. Today in news you won't hear from liberal American news organizations, it was reported this week that thousands of homeless California residents are being forced to live in their cars amidst a growing housing crisis in the state. California accounts for nearly half of the country's homeless population. Ah, the sweet success of high taxes and liberal policies. Even better is the solution that some California cities are implementing to try to deal with the issue. According to a report by France 24 News, oh, you mean not CNN? Not MSNBC? Not even Fox News? No. France 24 News. France? Yeah, France. There's a place in France where the naked ladies dance. Yes, that France. Several cities are now encouraging the practice, setting up parking lots where homeless people can more securely spend the night. You know, inside their vehicle, of course. France 24 interviewed several people in one lot, including a delivery man who doesn't make enough money to rent his own apartment. Quote, each car represents someone's home. The report notes about this lot outside of, where? Oh, San Francisco? No. San Diego. This one's San Diego. I used to live in San Diego as a young boy. And we moved. The reason my dad moved there to begin with from New York, my mom was pregnant with me, got too expensive. Rents, everything else. Let's get the holidays. Go to California. It's cheap, good quality weather. You know, good. Let's go. A few years later, the same crowd we saw in New York's coming here. Time to get out of here. Let's go to Florida where it's cheap. So we moved to Florida. Of course, I was about 4 or 5 years. I think I was 5 years old. Been here ever since. Still no state income tax in Florida. And still, California getting far, far worse. I remember going on vacation with me and my wife. This had to be certainly before 2006 because she wasn't pregnant. We had no kids. She had some family out in San Diego. So I said, well, you know what I want to do? I want to find the old street that I lived on. And I remember a house we had, that street. That's where my memories are. And because we lived in this little apartment complex before that, but I was way too little, like a year old, you know, kind of a thing. So my dad says, I don't know the street number, but I know the street name. And I said, I think I'll remember it if you can give that to me. So me and my wife, I tell my wife's family, oh, we're gonna go over this area today. She, what street is that? Well, be careful. It's not the nicest neighborhood anymore. Oh. All right. It was a little scary. It was a little scary over there. But I drove through and like, oh, I remember all that. I remember this. I think that was our house right over there. I remember going behind that gate, that fence over there. There's like a little walkway between the houses. And this lady had these like blackberries or some kind of, you know, berries of some kind. And we used to munch on them and she'd come out yelling at us, eating her berries on the fence. I remember that. You know, of course, I was like a 4 or 5 year old kid, man, right over there. It's right across from our house. But Yeah, anyways. One homeless man, former homeless man, George Harris, actually turned the idea into a business, accruing 13 minivans, which he has parked in various areas around Venice Beach, that he rents each for $300 a month. Oh, I already got a van for you. The van's parked. Just come over here and live in it. $300 a month. Each van comes with its own mattress, he told a reporter proudly. The vans have to be moved every 3 days to avoid getting towed, and Harris is actually fighting the city ordinance that requires this in order to try to get permission to keep people living in vans throughout the city. Residents throughout the city seem unamused by the practice. Quote, I called the police on one of his clients because the guy was defecating and urinating, one resident said about a van parked outside of her home. True, minivans don't have, like an RV. They don't have facilities. Quote, totally false, Harris interrupted during the middle of the interview. He made those stories up about the van people. You could watch the full report here. There's a little video, Thousands Forced to Live. Again, France 24 is covering it. CNN's not going to cover it. None of the mainstream media in America are going to cover it. France 24 is going to cover it. And JSNIP4 sees it and is absolutely going to cover it. Almost hard to believe. Take care.